What it do, snackers and snackettes? It's your boy Gage, and you are now tuned into Cutscenes, where we get together once a week, talk about things that are happening in video games, because cutscenes are
the best part of the game.
Facts. Santos in the building here with me. Jokes is running behind, which is par for the course these days.
Pretty much.
But nothing wrong with that. I can certainly appreciate it. Right now, what I want to do, bro Ham.
What's up?
Is I would like to find out, dog, what have you been playing? What you been playing? I was hoping Joseph would be here for this because I know he recently got his PS5, and I haven't had a good chance to talk to him again since he got it a couple of weeks ago to really find out what he's doing, what kind of money he's spending, what kind of target audience he's being.
Because you know he is.
You know he is. You know he is, bro.
Facts.
Yeah, man. I know you've been playing Scarlet Nexus. How's that coming along?
I've been playing. I'm having a lot of fun with it, but ever since I found out about that quest that's tied to the show, knowing me, like, I want to complete that quest before I complete the game. You know what I mean? So I pulled back on it just so I can kind of tie it into when the show kind of ends. You know what I mean? So still play it, just leveling up and stuff like that, just to, keep muscle memory together and remembering how to do stuff, but not trying to get too far ahead in the story. And since I pulled back on that a little bit, I've been focusing on Tales of Zestria, trying to complete that before Tales of Arise drops September 10th. And bouncing in and out of EDF 5, just when I don't feel like thinking about nothing, just mindless, kill a bunch of bugs, aliens, yeah. But that's what I've been bouncing back and forth between. What about you?
I dig it. Where are you at on Scarlet Nexus as far as like how you feel about it?
So far, I'm digging it. I'm into it. I'm in the 5th chapter, so like storyline, things are popping, things are happening, like characters are showing their true colors and all that type of stuff. Like I'm into
What's up,
it.
Domingo? I called you today, bro. I'm gonna call you when the show over. I called you today. You ain't answering my call. I'm gonna call you again when the show's over.
Yeah, but so far I'm like really into it. I've gotten a hang on like how all the systems work, enhancing stuff, like how everything works in the game, and like I'm really enjoying it.
I dig that. Where are you on the idea of playing through it twice?
I'm definitely going to play through it twice because I want to see the story all the way through with both characters.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to play through it twice, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're just waiting on the anime.
Yeah, I'm just slowing up because I'm hoping the anime, even though I do like longer stuff, I'm hoping it's around maybe 12 or so, 13 episodes. That seems like if you're going to tie it into the show, that's a good length. You know what I mean? So
yeah. When
it gets around episode 10-ish, I'll probably start pushing through it a little bit harder. But that's just what I'm holding out for. Because I'm wondering what's the payout for completing this mission? That you have to you have to find the code in the episode first. And then take it to this person and turn in that code. So
it's interesting that they would put that out so far ahead and have a mission like that. It's a side mission? I mean, it can't be a main story mission.
Yeah, it's a side mission. Yeah, you get to a point where you get to go to like a little restaurant and you get to sit down with people and build up your little, little friendships and everything. But it's there when you meet the person. Like, yo, I got this big secret, this big scoop, but we gotta get the codes, yada yada. So they give you the first one just to start up the thing or whatever, and then they tell you got to watch the show every week to find it in that episode and get all the codes. Then you get whatever's at the end of it. Yeah.
Okay. I started playing this joint today called Blood Roots. There was a trailer for Blood Roots that dropped.
Is that in Game Pass?
It is in Game Pass.
Okay, I did see it today. I didn't look at it, but I
wanted to jump on it. Like I was checking for it when we saw the trailer for it. I want to say it was like last summer. It's a top-down action time, like one hit kill. Like everybody in the joint you can kill in one hit. So you like this dude who has the way the game starts off, like your character is like walking very slowly, like through the snow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like at the point where it starts to actually allow you to kind of take over controlling the character, slowly he starts to run faster and faster and faster. And as you start to run faster, like you're seeing like blood on the ground, and you see more blood on the ground. Then you get to the town and it's like everybody's dead. And as you're going through the town, your character's running faster and faster. Like, you know, it's almost like, oh my God, what happened? Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You get to the end, you get to the like as far as you can go. You actually get to like the cemetery at the end of town, at the edge of town, and then you get surrounded. And these like 4 or 5 characters or whatever surround you, and they're like, you know, Terrytown didn't deserve this, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man. We had to deal with you, you know what I mean, or whatever. And you got the like a axe or whatever. Slim pulls out the jammy, and this is like, what you gonna do? Wham, right? Shoots my man, drops him, and then walks over, picks up the axe, wham, hits him with the it's over.
Okay.
Right? Pan out, you see the blood, spool, whatever. Obviously, I don't know the whole story. Time goes past or whatever, and you awake, and you like sitting by this campfire or whatever, and so you basically are gonna go through, I guess, the 4 camps. So basically, you start out, you just run, you just running, and it's just dudes like in a camp minding their business. And Slim, you can pick up almost anything. Like you'll notice, like as you're walking through, you can like you'll see like a fence, and you can just grab a fence post and just whack a dude with that joint. But everything is one hit kills, and it's all about like how quickly you can move through it, how efficient you are in hitting everybody and killing them. And it'll be like an axe that's sitting in a tree trunk. You can pick that joint up with an axe. You get 3 hits. You know what I'm saying? Before the axe is gone, and then you have to pick something else up. But like literally, dog, it's like you'll run through, body a dude, grab an axe, kill 3 more, run through to the next section, and there'll be like a wheel, like a hay barrel or whatever, and you'll jump on that joint, and that joint will just start rolling. You'll run over like 2 dudes, that joint will fall apart, the wheels come off the joint, pick up a wheel, throw that joint at a dude, run, grab a sword, run through, hit 3. Like when you use a sword, he'll like dash as he uses the sword, and he'll just dash through 3 people, pick up a ladder, slam somebody with it, throw that joint, climb up. Like the joint, like you can pick up a carrot and you kill people with that joint. You can like, it's crazy, dog. They have like this it's like it looks like a rocket with like a chain on the end of it.
Okay.
You just throwing that joint at people. Again, everything is one hit kill. So basically, you're just trying to move through and kill everybody as efficiently as you can, as quickly as you can. There's like stuff for you to find, different weapons for you to use. And when you kill the last person, it always does a slow-mo scene. And the slow-mo scene is different depending on what weapon you use. Hey, listen, that joint is like a little bit of crack. like it feels it's so satisfying to just run through and just wham, wham, wham. Oh, you thought you was coming, Slim? Eat this tire though. Wham, wham.
Okay,
you know,
that sounds like it could be pretty fun.
It's sick, dog. Like you just pick up at one point, I picked up an oar, like a long, like a oar. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it was like 5 dudes standing together, just walked up, wham, all 5 of them. Oh, I get 3. I can use this joint like 3 times. Thought it was a room full of dudes just minding their business. They not even mopping the floor, dog. With blood going everywhere.
That joint raising hell.
No, that joint's so satisfying. And it's like, then if you find certain things or you do certain things, like they'll give you like new. So the dude wears like this, like a wolf. What's up, Perp? Like a wolf, like hat or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So when I finished the first 2 sections, they gave me a bear joint, right, that I could wear. So I just went over to the little rack, and it was like when you change the hat, like the effects of that hat only work when you go back and replay missions you've already passed. So it doesn't do anything if you playing through, but like if you go back. So I was like, let me go back. Because the bear joint actually makes it so that if you're not using a weapon and you bare hand somebody, you bare hand them into pieces, dog. I was like, hey, Slim. Oh, I'm going back. I'm going back.
I'm gonna give you these hands.
There was a dude on the roof. I got to see him go, like, yeah. Hey, dog, that joint is so satisfying, dog. It's stupid.
I don't have to download that.
I'm playing that. I was playing Lost Odyssey earlier today. Sick, dog. Sick. And I'm gonna tell you why I started playing that joint. Because I was going through the just looking at games, like maybe I just feel like buying something and playing something new or whatever. Let me see what's on sale or whatever. And they showed me, they recommended, because I've been playing Tales of Vesperia. They recommended not Eternal Sonata. Hold on, dog. It's not Eternal Sonata. It's one of the other joints. It wasn't that one. Infinite Undiscovery. They showed me Infinite Undiscovery, and I was looking at that joint like, I remember this joint. And I clicked on it, and I went, and it showed that I already had like the DLC downloaded. But this was back before I was buying all my games digitally.
Yeah.
So I was like, I would have to buy this joint again, even though I already have the DLC. Like, it showed I own the DLC, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And then Lost Odyssey was right next to it, and I was like, but I might do that joint. I'm here for that joint. Man, got back in that joint, man. That game is incredible, dog. If there is a single game I want an up-res, a remake, or a part 2 of, Lost Odyssey is it, dog. Miss Walker was crushing back then, dog. And I know them joints didn't sell well, but them joints were incredible, dog.
That joint was fire.
Listen to me. Lost Odyssey is the best Final Fantasy game released since Final Fantasy VIII. Period. Wait. 10-2. 10-2's just like a side banger. Listen. That joint actually feels good. Like, it looks incredible when you pull off. Like, when you do high-level magic, it looks like it has that feeling of when you would pull off like a high-class summon. You know what I'm saying? Like, Joe was incredible, dog. It was incredible. What's Bama Joe's talking about? All right, Joe's just walked in. He should join the show in a minute. Yeah, Lost Odyssey. Somehow...
You back in there. Not mad at that. It's a classic. It
is. It's super good. All right, so let's talk about what we really came here to talk about, though. Steam Deck. Bro. Steam went hard this week.
Just a little bit.
They stepped out and I feel like laughed at Nintendo. That's how I feel. How much about the Steam Deck did you see? Not that we're not gonna go over all of it anyway, but how much of the Steam Deck did you get to really look at?
A lot of it.
Okay.
Got to look at a lot of it.
Okay. What are your initial thoughts before we even get into all of the nitty and the gritty?
I like it. I think it is for those who probably were looking to get into PC gaming and can't afford like a high-end PC. This might be the way to go.
I mean, I would take it a step further and say if you have a high-end PC and you would actually like to be able to do that gaming on the go and you don't want to spend the money on a high-end gaming laptop.
That works there too, yes.
This is probably the way to go. So let's get into it, man. Let's talk about it. Here's what I want to do. We're going to have to go silent for a second because I kind of want you to see an overview of what this looks like while it's running. You won't be able to hear us talking while we're doing it. And there's no audio with this clip, but I want to show this clip. Here's just a quick look at the Steam Deck. Now, look, obviously, those screens are simulated, dog. Those screens are so simulated, dog. But more importantly, I want to get a good look at. Let's get a good look at the actual machine. So let's do that. So here's what I want to do. I want to talk a little bit about what this thing can actually do. I sent some of this information to Frosty earlier because I know that she generally plays on PC. So I sent it to her just to kind of see where her thoughts was, and she was kind of like, "Why would I do this?" And I was like, "I mean, it seems like a good thing," and she seemed a little more into it once she got some more information about it. But here's the thing: so this unit it's a handheld PC. So let's start by making that very clear. This is a handheld PC. It is way more powerful than a Switch.
Yes.
Way more powerful than a Switch. It runs Steam OS. That's what comes baked on it. But I think the important thing is that it is a PC, and you can do anything with it that you can do with a PC. So I'm gonna pull up their website because I just want to. I'm not gonna show it to everybody, but I do want to kind of go over like some of the key points that they're talking about. They are literally calling it an all-in-one portable PC, saying all-in-one portable PC gaming. Steam Deck brings the Steam games and features you love to a powerful and convenient form factor that you can take wherever you go. Now, mind you that this joint has no, like there like it only has Wi-Fi. So there's no way to connect if you're on the go unless you use something else to do it. It doesn't have its own built-in capability for any of that. So powerful, runs the latest AAA games, and it runs them really well. Comfortable, full fidelity controls, long play sessions, no compromises, and versatile. You can connect the peripherals, throw the picture onto a big screen, and do all the other PC that you'd expect. So, your Steam library is already on deck. All you have to do is sign in, which again, I think is a big deal for people who are already playing on PC. Turn it on, sign in, and your games are
make it
there.
easy. Yeah.
I think it's a big deal. This is designed to run PC games at mid to high quality. It is designed to actually do ray tracing, VRR. So some of the more incredible things that you're hearing about PCs doing now, it's doing.
Yeah.
So all your regular Steam features, Steam chat, notifications, cloud saves, remote play, the Steam store, Steam community. The joint has a built-in microphone for playing and talking to other people, already built into the system. It has a headphone jack. It has a USB-C port. It's kind of, I mean, this joint poses a bit of a threat. It is a new operating system. Let's go to the tech specs. Let's talk that down a little bit. Obviously you could see from the image that was there that it has the, A, B, X, and Y buttons, your two thumbsticks, your D-pad. There's a view button and an option button. There are two microphones on it. 7-inch screen. The screen is a touch screen. It also has two trackpads that are underneath. So I've seen a lot of people asking about why the thumbs, aren't offset or whatever. I think really the answer to that is because it has two trackpads on it for using both thumbs. It also is gyroscopic. So if you look, there's actually footage of people playing games and they're actually moving the unit in order to look around on screen.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. I saw I had the other buttons on the back too, like those, not shoulder buttons, but those ones that are like underneath it.
Right. It has four like triggers on the underside besides the shoulder buttons. Which again, just kind of another big deal.
We're talking about the Steam Deck, Greg, that was announced today.
Speeds and feeds. So the processor is an AMD APU, a Zen 2 4-core. The GPU is an 8 RDNA 2 compute units. And the APU power is 4 to 15 watts. The RAM is 16 gigs of LPDDR5. Storage, there are 3 versions of storage. We'll get into storage in a minute. HD haptics. So it has haptic feedback. Again, the 2 track pads, 6-axis gyro.
Mhm.
It is a 1280 by 800, 16 by 10 aspect ratio. 60 hertz refresh rate. Again, I told you it's touch enabled. Here's the thing. It has a regular USB input. So if you want to connect a separate controller and not use that controller, you can. You also can use Bluetooth for controllers, for other accessories, for audio. People are already talking about having used it using their Apple AirPods or whatever other Bluetooth headsets they have.
I seen people have arcade sticks, like the big old arcade
have
sticks hooked up to it. Yeah,
connected directly to it.
Mhm.
It's again 2 microphones. It's got a dual microphone array, a 3.5 millimeter stereo jack, which is most things don't even have that anymore. So multi-channel audio via DisplayPort over USB-C, standard USB-C, or Bluetooth 5.0. And the battery life, which, obviously on anything that's a handheld, that's a big deal. And when you're talking about the kind of power that seems to be outputting, that's a concern. So it's got a 40 watt hour battery. It says 2 to 8 hours of gameplay. So it depends on what you're doing. Obviously, has a micro SD slot. Again, external connectivity for controllers and supports USB-C, the DisplayPort. Again, it's running the Steam OS 3. It has an Ethernet jack, USB 3.1, 2 USB 2.0 ports, an HDMI 2.0 port, power port, a DisplayPort 1.4. Like, this thing basically has everything.
That thing to the brim.
Bro, when they say that this joint is a portable PC, that's literally basically what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it will essentially do. Gabby says she played putt goes to the moon. I mean, listen, you can play whatever you want, and that's one of the things we need to get into. So first, let's take a look at this. So there are 3 storage options. Okay, so the base price is $399 at 64 gigs of storage, which we know is not a lot. Has a carrying case. $529 upgrades you to 256. It is faster. So as you go up in the storage capacity, the speed of the drive is actually faster. So they go up to an NVMe, which is the same thing that's inside of PS5 and inside of Xbox Series console. So because they upgrade the storage, and there's likely to obviously be more stuff on it in order to be able to access it faster, so it doesn't chug, it's faster at that point. And then you get an exclusive Steam community profile bundle, whatever that actually means. Right. And then for $649, you get 512 gigs. So again, fastest. That's got the fastest storage. It has a premium anti-glare etch glass. The screen actually does have a sensor in it for adjusting its output based on the amount of light that's in the room, like a lot of cell phones have. That's all 3 versions. Again, exclusive carrying case, exclusive Steam community profile bundle, exclusive virtual keyboard theme, and welcome to the show, jokes. hidden there underneath. Just do a quick mic check. Make sure I can hear you, buddy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I don't want to. It's like, nah, yeah, I can hear you.
I like the background jokes. See what you did there.
My man busy. So here's the thing. Last week, Nintendo says we're doing the OLED and $350. People are like, why would you do that when for $50 less you could get an Xbox Series S and Game Pass? This week, Steam comes out, $399, Power PC.
You get a PC in your pocket.
Yeah, basically any PC game, like anything you can get on Steam. And here's the thing, not just anything you can get on Steam, G. It's more than that, and we're gonna talk about that in a second.
I know.
So we're talking $50 more than what the OLED, which, by the way, sneak attack. They made pre-orders for the Switch OLED, went live today.
Mm-hmm.
People were struggling.
As
People weren't
usual.
able to find them. Struggle was real. Bots were active. It's no two ways about it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually watched an interview where they talked to them about what their plans were for dealing with demand and people being able to get them, bots, stuff like that. They said they specifically have a pre-order system in place, and they're doing it in like tiers. You can go and you can pre-order this joint right now. Like you can go to the Stream Deck website. You can put in your pre-order now. It comes out in December. All right, so let's talk about this. The fact that yes, it is a Steam deck, comes with Steam OS baked onto it, but it's a regular PC. So they said literally anything you can do with a regular PC, you can do on this.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, you can wipe the Steam OS off of it if you want to and install Windows on it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to install Windows on it. Literally, they were asked point blank by IGN. So you basically telling me like, if I want to do, I could do Steam, but if I want to do the Epic Game Store, or if I want to do Microsoft and do Game Pass on this. And they were like, yeah, whatever you want to do. Okay, now we talking.
Oh, yeah.
Now we getting into some nits and some grits, okay? So we talked about the price and the differences, what you get in different hard drive sizes, but it also does have an SD card slot, meaning that you could put your games on that and store them there and keep them there if you wanted to. $399 is not a bad place to jump in on this, y'all.
Definitely.
It's not a bad place to jump in on it. Considering the power that it has and what it can do, obviously, there is something to be said for Game Pass and being able to do that through cloud on your phone when your phone is actually connected to 5G or something along those lines. And this can't do that. You can only be connected to Wi-Fi. But here's the thing. And this is the piece that's a little... Well, you know what? Before we even get into that, let me ask y'all this. Why do you think we did this?
Why do we think this exists?
You're right, Greg. It could be ahead of its time. Yeah. Why do you think Steam did this?
To get into the mobile market.
I think it's a little more. I think it's a little more than that. Like, just Nintendo has their thing that they do, and they know people have demanded a lot more of what the Switch can actually do, but Nintendo doesn't really want to go down that path. So I really think, one, this is for that PC gamer that kind of wants to be able to be mobile. Because, like, don't get me wrong, you can have Game Pass on PC, but it doesn't give you access to a lot of those games that are in the Steam library. So Just imagine even a fraction of those games being able to download. And a lot of those games aren't necessarily online multiplayer. If you're just looking for those single player type of experiences on there, I think this is where they're trying to get at. I feel like there's a bunch of people that want to get into the mobile gaming, like the Nintendo Switches, but just don't want a Switch because the games that they want to play are not on the Switch. But this in the case, in the free game that you can do, whether you use the Steam OS or if you decide to switch to Windows, there's a lot more power behind it. Plus, I don't know if y'all are familiar with that Switch emulator that is out in the wild. Imagine being able to put that Switch emulator on there, and that joint runs clean.
I mean, realistically, you could put any emulator on.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's
the thing.
I'm just using the Switch one just right now with it being like a comparison to the Switch. And you being able to download these games and put into, obviously, I don't want to say we condone emulator because Nintendo may decide to come over here and try to shut us down, but you can go ahead and and you can throw that on there and play those Switch games on there too. So there's many wins with this thing.
Yeah,
it's plenty wins with this thing. Like completely.
Where does something like this leave Nintendo?
Living off nostalgia.
Start scratching like, maybe we should have used the Switch Pro.
That's all Nintendo has now. At this point, once this thing drops, it's just living off nostalgia. This thing just blew Switch everything completely out the water. I mean, they'll still move switches, of course. They have the name and everybody knows it. Oh, yeah, no doubt. But oh wow, jokes appeared.
Hey, I got the music playing in the background. I want to show it too.
but no, this put a serious hurting on them. Especially we know it's going to move and fly off the shelves because the PC community is going to buy it. People like us who are just heavy in the gaming will most likely go out and try to get one. It's going to move and it's going to make when it starts getting in people's hands. Oh my goodness! Just everything people will be doing is going to be amazing.
So let me ask a question. We've seen Steam, we've seen Valve jump into the hardware biz before. If you remember the Steam box,
yep,
yes,
and the Steam controller, and that didn't go so well. What's the difference here?
I think that portability.
Yes, I'm thinking it's the mobility, and I think it's the time to probably learn from the mistakes of the Steam box, possibly.
I'm gonna say the portability and the capability, because I feel like there's a lot of people out in the wild that will buy this, honestly, not even a gamer, just to wipe that joint and put Windows on there. Because just to put Windows on something like this, like, granted, the performance of it's got to be pretty decent. I mean, enough that if instead of buying like a little cheap rinky-dink computer, if you just want something to be able to throw in a dock and really be portable and move around with, this can be a little more convenient than certain computers that you can actually have.
So they said that they are making a dock for it to make it easier for you to dock it and put it on your TV, and it will be sold separately. But they also said that any current docking situation will work. Anything that you can use for HDMI or USB-C that runs to a screen will work. And to be able to do that, and then just like Bluetooth to it, like to take a monitor and run something else to it. I mean, again, the dock is sold separately, but it's almost like, so what? Like, other than the dock actually being a better form-fitting, you know what I mean, or whatever, like, if you can just connect it and run it, and you don't have to look at it, you can just Bluetooth to it or whatever, and basically it's like you're running on a PC.
Yeah, I mean, be able to hook up your monitor, have the dock, have your monitor hooked up to it, a mouse and keyboard hooked up to it, and run like it's your regular setup. And then when you leave, just pop it out and take it and go and just keep on rocking. It is amazing. Right.
Imagine you're at a convention. You're at BlurredCon this weekend. You know what I mean? And you just take it. I mean, look, not that a Switch can't be docked, because it can. But it ain't like docking a PC.
No.
No.
It's not like having a Steam library. I mean, obviously Switch has its own library, but it's not like having a Steam library. I think that there's something to this, man.
I think as long as the reviews come out positive, once people start getting them in their hands and seeing how it feels and how it handles and how it plays, as long as the reviews come back somewhat positive, it's gonna be a long day for Nintendo.
Realistically, I think the first run of it's gonna be solid. I don't think I don't think Valve. Don't get me wrong, Valve has the money to burn, but I don't think that Valve would put out the hardware themselves if they weren't going to put something behind it to make it happen. They're already talking about newer iterations down the road. Like, it's like that was another question that they were asked, was like, all right, what is the status of this? Like, are we going to get upgraded version of this or whatever? And they're like, well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what, if we're right about this and people really want it and it works, then like, you're going to see as tech gets better, versions of this that run better and do more, you know what I mean, than what this already does. Here's the other thing I find super interesting. Just like with the Steam box, the OS, the software, and everything you need to do this is free. Anybody who wants to make one of these can make one. So who's next? Who do we see attempt to jump into the portability game? Probably go a lower end LCD screen, you know what I mean, or something like that. But one of the things that they said, talking to Gabe Newell, he was like, it was super important for us to be aggressive on the price.
Mm-hmm.
Super important. And they know that. You have to be aggressive on them. Like, dog, real talk, I'm gonna ask you a question. What game would you play right now that can run on 64 gigs of space? If it ain't like Hades, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, like you're not running Call of Duty.
Yeah. No,
not at
you ain't
all.
running Destiny. No, you ain't. A lot of them big shooters.
You're not running Control. You're not running. I mean, 64 gigs really ain't doing anything for you. So that is for a person who wants to get into the game, and then they're gonna run SD cards. And again, how quickly the hardware can access the SD card and what that really means for load times and all that stuff is gonna vary. But I think somebody else makes one. My question is, does Microsoft make one?
Nah.
I don't think they would do it. I feel like they would partner with somebody. I feel like
that was going to be my next question. Does Microsoft make one or do a deal with another hardware developer to make one?
I think they would partner. It would be like Razer. I could see it being like a company like Razer that would do it.
Sure. But why would Microsoft partner with them other than to already have Game Pass baked in?
Oh no,
or
definitely
something like that. And that would be the thing to me. That's the thing that I'm thinking about, right? Because again, for them, it's let's get Game Pass anywhere we can get it. The issue is that this joint doesn't have
network connection.
Network connection. Like doing cloud won't do you any good. So your games, you have to download your games and play them, or you'd have to be able to do it in the cloud off of Wi-Fi, right? And so there'd either have to be a solution that's baked in for that. You know what I mean? Which you're not going to do without having somebody that has to pay some sort of a monthly fee or something like that anyway. But would it make sense in any way for anybody else to build one of these? Would HP do one? Again, Razer's probably the biggest. Razer's who I could see probably doing it. PDP might do something, but they generally do I can see them doing like a stand.
You know what I mean? They would just do the accessories for it. The other place that I can see like a lower end type of version, because I mean the quality of the stuff is not that great. It's like one of the pre-built PC companies like iBuyPower or CyberPower. I can see them doing it, but with I'm sorry, with the quality of their desktop units, I wouldn't have that much faith in it. I could definitely see they may try to come in at a lower price point just because they're using those cheaper components and those cheaper parts, but I wouldn't. I'd rather shell the extra money out and get the actual Steam one than give iBuyPower, CyberPower any of that money. But I could definitely see them jumping into the realm for it.
Well, here's the thing for us. It does have a network connection. You can hardwire it. Yeah, and you can hardwire it. It just doesn't have a wireless. It has a Wi-Fi connection, but it doesn't have network. You can't do
cellular
4G.
I think it would be.
You can't do a cellular connection, so you're connected anywhere. There's no cellular connection in it.
It's not
it does have built-in Wi-Fi, built-in Bluetooth, and it does actually have an Ethernet port on it, so that you can connect it and run it that way. So again, you take this joint with you to a hotel, a convention, whatever, sit it up, plug that joint in, HDMI to your TV, and Bluetooth a controller. You sitting on the bed running it's, you know what I mean? If you, here's the thing that's interesting to me is they actually, not only do they have the thumb pad, track pads for mouse and keyboard style gaming on it, with a built-in keyboard for two thumbing, typing. They have the additional 4 triggers on the underside, which is a lot more like an Elite controller or a pro gaming controller. You could just Bluetooth mouse and keyboard if you wanted to. You could just Bluetooth an Elite controller or, any other controller that has Bluetooth in it. You could wire a controller if you want it to be 1-for-1 better in terms of, not having any lag time. You could just USB directly to it. Again, in the promotional stuff, they show two people playing on this one little tiny screen with 2 giant two arcade sticks that are bigger than this joint. 2 joints wired to it. So I think there's a lot of potential in it and what it has. If they were to partner in any way, the ability for this, again, running Steam, dump it and run, put Linux on it, run Windows on it, do Epic Game Store on it, do Windows Store on it. If you want those PlayStation used to be exclusive to the console titles that are now coming over to PC, you can do that and have them on the go. Right? You can do Game Pass and download games that are Xbox that are exclusive out, to Game Pass or whatever, to PC if you want to, plus everything that's exclusive to the Epic Store or anything that's exclusive to the Steam Store, or if you want to do Origin, or if you want to do, Ubisoft's Play Joint, if you want to, for whatever reason, do Stadia or whatever, like if you want to do Luna, like you can do all of that here. Like literally the only thing you're technically boxed out of legally is Nintendo.
Yep.
That's about it.
Yep.
Now it might take you some work to get those things on there, and adjust the operating system and all that. It might take you some work, but I guarantee you the first day it drops, there'll be a tutorial on how to do it.
Someone's going to have that tutorial ready to go.
Valve will have one.
Probably will.
They're literally like, it's just a PC. Like, they literally just like, anything you can do with a PC, you can do with this. So sure, take it and run Photoshop on it if that's how you feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I do think that there is something to be said about a portable PC that has this kind of power and isn't a Mac Mini. You know what I mean? That doesn't do anything unless you actually have it somewhere connected to everything. And like, there is something to be said with this. And I think it's going to be super interesting to see what comes behind this, but it wouldn't surprise me if Razer is one of the first companies to do something. It wouldn't surprise me if Alienware does something.
Yeah.
Right? Because if they want to build something that runs faster, is slightly bigger, has better ports, or any of those kinds of things, they can. They're just pulling the OS and the other kind of stuff in order to build their own. They're allowed to do it. Steam is just like, the joint is free. You can just do it if you want to. So there's nothing stopping anybody from jumping on the bandwagon and making something that makes the Switch look like what it is. Which is more or less just another Nintendo handheld that you can connect to a screen. But yeah, Alienware.
That could be it. And they'll have two models.
And it'll be premium. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like there'll be more models, but it'll be premium because you can make it as premium as you want. See, the thing about it is, for Steam, just like with Game Pass, this is a play for them to get people who aren't on PC in their ecosystem. To keep people who are in their ecosystem on PC from jumping out of their ecosystem and into Game Pass or into a Switch because they can on the go, because they can take it with them. It is what this is about. That's why the OS is free. That's exactly right.
Nice analogy. Good job. I like that. Asus Republic of Gamers will definitely. Now that would be
Acer
the one.
Will be one. You're right.
Asus would be the one that I would have one.
There's a really good chance. I mean, I don't know if anybody else could have one out by holiday, but we don't know who else has been given any of these specs or any of that kind of stuff yet. So what that does is that gives them a running start to put something out holiday. And right now it's super hard to get chips. It's super hard to get screens, like all that kind of stuff. So it gives them a running start. Like if you want it and you want it now, you're probably going to do it now and do it this holiday. You're going to do, you're going to do your pre-order now because it's live now. And they're probably selling them like crazy, to be honest with you. It would surprise me if they could meet the demand. And there are going to be a lot of people who have no idea what this is. It's not in that PC world. It's not going to have the same kind. It's not going to have Switch levels of, like, it's not going to permeate the way that
it's not going to have like the Nintendo name or the PlayStation name on it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
The problem is that, like, Steam can't, their ability to market it is much more difficult than just Nintendo showing a handheld and people playing with it, right? So they would have to market it as their thing that does that and is the only one that does it. But what happens is you'll get QVC will buy a ton of them.
Start doing them little bundles.
Put them joints on. Yeah, it'll be bundles and they'll be 6 easy pays this Christmas, dog. And them joints gonna start flying.
They're gonna sell like hotcakes.
They're gonna start flying. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be like, look, you could buy a Switch OLED for this, but with this, it's literally a computer.
Right.
And that's how they're gonna have to sell it, I think. And it doesn't have an OLED screen.
No.
But for what it can do at $399.
Yeah, who cares?
I can live without the OLED screen.
Like listen, let me tell you something. I've already told y'all 100 times I don't do portable gaming. It just doesn't make sense for me. I drive everywhere I go. You know what I mean? Like I tried a little bit while I was away this weekend. I hooked this little joint up and I played. Kids was in the pool, and I was like, all right. I'm playing Resident Evil, dog. I'm playing Resident Evil 7. You know why? Because it was light outside and there was a lot of people around. I was playing Resident Evil on the joint. I'm playing this joint while there's a rack of people around.
I respect that, sir.
But look, I'm positive they'll get PC streamers to promote it. I'm positive they are sending these joints out right now.
Yep.
They're sending them out right now. This first month of coverage is exclusive to IGN, so everybody just has to report whatever IGN says because they're the ones who actually went and got the hands-on and got the test or whatever. But I'm telling you now, they are sending these joints out to people right now. Mm-hmm. There are well-known influencers and gamers and stuff who are going to be on it and going to be trying it and going somewhere. Conventions are starting to happen again. You're going to see people out and about, you know what I mean, talking about it. But again, that market is still... It's not Nintendo levels of like, let's put a commercial, you know what I mean? Like,
not there just yet.
TV somewhere to explain what this is or how it works. I think it's too confusing for that. When's the last time you saw an advertisement for Amazon Luna?
I don't think they have it outside of them making their own announcement.
But it's out and available, and nobody knows. Because they can't explain it. For what? Amazon Luna. It is Amazon's version of Stadia.
Frosty just proved it right.
Exactly.
Yep.
But Amazon has, they got more money than Valve. But Valve got money to burn. So again, let's not, you know what I mean? Like they just like, we don't even make games no more. Like we just do Steam. And now we make hardware. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the potential for this is super high. So what is that?
That's another one. Proving it right.
Man, like I said, just look it up. It is Amazon's game streaming platform. And Ubisoft has a thing in there. You can pay like $5 a month or whatever to have access to like all the Ubisoft games and whatever. It's an actual thing. Amazon does care though, but the thing for Amazon is that, as we've said here before, the PlayStation Network runs on Amazon Web Services. Mm-hmm. Like they're making that money anyway. Like between Amazon, Google, and Microsoft, pretty much, and Walmart. Walmart has a pretty solid set of server farms, but pretty much everybody's stuff runs on whatever they have, right? Like Microsoft more or less has cloud. I don't want to say on lock, but they pretty much got cloud. And Amazon and Google have hardwire. Like that's just kind of what it is. Literally, Amazon owns half the internet. Literally. If you thought that money for them was coming from paperback books,
you are sadly mistaken.
Free shipping is not it. That's not where it's coming from. I think that there's a lot of potential for this. I think it does. I think somebody will probably try to do a version of this that, may run elsewhere. It's going to be really interesting to see. They are already talking about cloud stuff for this. At least trying to get your cloud saves and stuff to operate so that from one to one, you can jump from what you're doing in that and jump right back onto your PC and pick right up where you left off. But they don't have that done yet. They said that's a thing that they're still working on. It's a thing that Microsoft does incredibly well. It is incredible. Stupid seamless. And when I say stupid seamless, I mean like Yes, I took my Series X with me when I went to the hotel this weekend. Yes, I started Resident Evil while I was there. And yes, we went to the pool and I just turned it on my phone and picked up exactly where I left off. Like it didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like they are it's incredible. It's incredible how serious it is. Yes, just because I don't have a Series S to carry is the reason why.
You ever get the Series X? It's a wrap.
Because the 1X is heavy and slow. And I can't go back.
That is disgusting to say, though, but it's so true.
But it's true. After switching to the Series X, it's
excruciating, bruh. It's literally like watching snails race, dog. It is excruciating. I can't go back. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a big deal. I don't think that I don't think this puts a dent in Switch sales.
No,
I don't think that's what this is. I think one of the things that happened, and for real, no bull, in a lot of ways, just like what Greg said, in terms of like the timeline fracturing. What is happening right now to the video game industry is that the industry itself is so large, again, larger than every other entertainment industry that there is, that it's no longer one direction to success. It doesn't work that way anymore. The PlayStation, Sony and PlayStation might sell way more consoles than everybody else. It doesn't mean they win. It means they can be successful because people are buying the console. And if you buy the console, you kind of have to buy the software for them, through them, or whatever. So that doesn't mean they won't be successful. But you can no longer weigh PlayStation selling more consoles than Nintendo or Xbox as a measure of how well they're doing competitively, because it is about how many people are subscribed to the Game Pass service. Are they doing it on PC, on a phone, on a TV, on whatever? Like, that console sales is an old and antiquated way of measuring the success of any of these companies, realistically. Valve was a video game developer that decided to do Steam and then basically just stopped making games. They were like, you know what we're going to do? Let's make a VR headset. It's expensive and it works really well and people like it, and there's really only one game you should absolutely get for it. And we didn't make that until last year. And that's the first game we made in a very long time. That's why you don't have a Left 4 Dead 3, because we don't care. We are making stupid money.
Why people will never get their Half-Life 3.
Now, well, here's the thing. Half-Life Alyx was a thing. And it seems like it's leading into a Half-Life 3. So maybe just make it. You know what I'm saying?
Alyx was great.
If you think there's not some world where they package Half-Life 3 with one of these little portable joints, you are mistaken. Because Half-Life Alyx was a way for them to move the index. It just was. It just was. If this is even remotely, as a matter of fact, I saw an interview earlier today and somebody was like, can you hook up a VR headset to it? And they were like, I mean, it's not designed for that, but again, it's a PC, so you certainly could. You can USB to that joint. You can if you want to. It's not gonna be the optimum VR experience.
Right.
But realistically, with the terabytes that are in this portable system, it is equivalent to what a PlayStation Pro is.
Mm-hmm.
Give or take, almost. I mean, it's like two teraflops.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And a 1X is 6. A Pro is, I think, 4, something like that. But it does what a 1X does. It's just about the speed. So, I mean, this joint really does have potential. There's a new market. There is now a portable PC gaming market that didn't exist.
Yes.
They have literally just created a new market. And that market will be filled with people who are interested in gaming and gaming on the go. So whether that is filled with people who are Game Pass subscribers, whether it is filled with people who bought a Switch for the first time and never cared about games until 2020 hit, and they just wanted to have something, and now there's all this other interesting stuff for them to play somewhere else for a price point that's relatively close. Because keep in mind, a Switch also doesn't have any like full on net, like it's just Wi-Fi. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
If I was picking between the two, if I was at the store and I'm looking at a Switch OLED and a Steam Deck, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm going Steam Deck.
Steam Deck.
Easy. That's easy.
Now, for some people, a Switch is just easy. It's just there and it does what it does. You're not fooling with nothing. You're not dealing with operating systems. You're not up. You know what I mean? Like it's not, but you are, because there's an operating system on it. It does have to do updates. You do have to do upgrades. You do have to download software in a lot of ways because console gaming has become so much like PC gaming. It's still easier, simpler, but it's so much like PC gaming that now, I mean, realistically, bro, think about the sheer number of people who bought PSPs and Vitas just because they could break them joints. I was emulators all over the place on my PSP. Sold them joints like hotcakes. Like, yeah, I'm just trying to download this emulator and put that joint on there, man. I'm playing Nintendo games, SNES games. I'm playing arcade games. I'm playing old PS1 games they won't release to us. You know what I mean? Like, that was what it was. This joint, my MP3 player, I'm putting all kinds of MP3s on this joint. I'm doing like people were breaking that joint left and right. That joint would have been done much better and been a much bigger seller if it had regular SD cards. And you could just use memory cards to get
that would have been.
Yeah.
It would have been a no-brainer.
Them jokes too expensive for 16 gigs was like $80.
Memory sticks. Stupid.
I think this has a lot of potential. Obviously we'll have to see where it goes, but I am this close to pre-ordering. I'm not even joking. Because right now, realistically, it's so hard to get a PS5, and for the same price, I can get one of these and just hook it up to a monitor.
Yeah.
And all the PS5 exclusives that I really want are either gonna come to PC, and it might be a while, or I have them already, or because that's also a thing, I have them already, or Microsoft owns them and they're gonna come to Game Pass. I'm
definitely thinking about getting one.
I am this close, dog. Listen, like the website is still up, dog. Like the website, it got a bright blue reserve button.
Do they not charge you until it actually ships?
I don't know. I'm about to see.
If they do that, yeah, then maybe I'll go ahead and
right now. So you have to log in so you basically just log into your Steam account and do a reservation. Let's see. Reservations will open tomorrow, Friday, July 16th at 10 a.m. Pacific. And you can set a reminder. So basically, the reservations go live tomorrow.
I may do it. I'll probably go for the middle one. Like,
I'm not. I'm not. I mean, again, I get it. Like 256 gigs is a lot more space than 64, but again, there is a difference because you are getting that NVMe.
And that's why, that's the only thing I'm really concerned about.
I'm going to the
But
top.
I will tell you that if I was going to spend $529, I mean, again, let's look at this one more time. $529 for 256. Another 120 for 512. 650 is the exclusive carrying case and the community profile thing and the keyboard mean nothing to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So really, it's the hard drive space and the faster. It's the NVMe that is the thing that I would really, because again, I'm like so accustomed to not waiting for things to load up. That's really what the trick is, and you can't really change it out. But again, at $399, it's kind of like, I mean, you know as well as I do, I would have bought a PlayStation today if I could have.
I was able to get it, but nope.
Same here.
Tried.
Yeah. $5.29. You want it with Game Pass. I mean, and again, I don't really need it with Game Pass. And Game Pass, I'm mostly when I do use it out and about, I'm using 5G. I'm streaming it. You know what I mean? So, got that child stimulus hitting. Listen, I got to split my child stimulus with somebody else, sir. It's not how that works. But it's gonna keep coming until the end of the year. So like, you know what I mean? Yeah, that joint's actually already in the bank. But no, that's not where I'm at. As a matter of fact, just because we're on the subject, I am. Man, I was at the store the other day looking at TVs, dog.
Uh-oh.
Looking at TVs, dog. My trigger finger was getting real itchy. Real itchy. I'm about to get out of here, bro.
Yeah, I'm ready. I need a second one.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Before we go, we got one more thing we have to talk about. Let me show it to you. Like the here go.
Welcome to the LS Car Meet.
Don't play that this boy.
We got the fastest cars, trucks, bikes, all of it. The only thing we don't got is beef. You look familiar. I know you from somewhere.
I just got one of them faces. Don't even worry about it.
All the time down the slide by with a pretty freak by my side. By my side. Yeah. With a pretty freak by my side.
Okay, Cuddy. Okay, Cuddy.
I'll be at July 20th.
Next week, dog.
Interesting.
That's when listen.
Heading back to the streets of Los Santos.
I was close to taking that joint off my hard drive, dog. I was this close. This close. Now I gotta log back in just to get my Steam money real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So they about to drop all these. Yeah, they basically doing fast and
that don't maybe. Since I know I'm not going to see at this point get a Need for Speed Underground remake. Like I feel like that could actually be.
This is gonna be the closest we're gonna get for now.
They did a Hot Pursuit remake.
It ain't the same.
I don't think that was Luda, but it felt like it was. Like it felt like maybe it was supposed to be like a facsimile of the guy,
and they couldn't quite get him. So it's like, damn it.
Or they could have, but it's funnier not to. You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's Suda.
Right. Facts. Yeah, bro. They might
Los Santos Customs now, so I can pull up fresh.
Hey, dog, can I tell you something? You see this jump?
Hey,
look at the colors, dog.
Load of snacks exclusive.
Hey, that's it right there.
Man, listen.
I'm ready.
New cars
and
the fact that it's just like a
garage
straight
is coming out to play.
But peep this. So this is what I want to do. I want to run down what they're talking about. So this joint says, on July 20th, the underground tuner scene in Los Santos roars to life with the launch of GTA Online Los Santos Tuners. In addition to a ton of action-packed tuner-based missions and races, this update introduces the LS Car Meet, a gigantic shared social space where you and your cherished personal vehicle can mingle freely with fellow car fans to race, show off your customized vehicles, and even link up with shady contacts looking for skilled drivers for a chance at easy money. That's the thing I'm probably most interested in. LS Car Meet. So to get started, you'll need to visit a nondescript, graffitied warehouse on the edge of town in Cypress Flats. Listen close, and the sound of engines revving might give it away, or look for the makeshift finish line on the road outside. Inside, the LS Car Meet has good vibes only policy, making it a great place to skip the attention of the law and any small-time chumps looking to terrorize the citizens of Greater Los Santos. Park your attitude and your weaponized vehicles at the door and share your love of car culture with some like-minded personalities. Here you'll find countless ways to immerse yourself in the beating heart of the scene. Show off prized personal vehicles from your collection or check out everybody else's. LS Car Meet membership. To start, you'll unlock a new reputation progression with new benefits unlocking after each level. Plus, you'll get access to the test track, a large underground space inside the Car Meet warehouse where you and your friends can drive, drift, and race vehicles freely without interference from pesky pedestrians or the law. You can also sample new test rides in the test track, which is your chance to get behind the wheel of a rotating selection of vehicles and push their limits. Members will also get to compete in rotating prize ride challenges for the opportunity to win special prize ride and a special prize ride and get access to a range of special shops and features, including the merch shop, tattoo shop, and the modding area, where you can show up your customization prowess to other players in real time as you work on your stance to build. Higher level members can also create a private takeover complete with customizable lighting and banner colors to decorate the car meet space to your tastes. Look, then there's new races, street races, earning rep. The underground world of the car meet, reputation is a valuable commodity. Earn rep by participating in and winning races, daily login bonuses, putting in time on the test track, and even just hanging out at the car meet. Earning rep gets you an assortment of rewards to elevate your status in the scene. These include unlocking access to all sorts of fashionable gear, flashy new car customization options like new wheels and liveries, as well as trade prices on certain vehicles, access to new race modes, and even the ability to hold your own private car meet. Then they got a bunch of new vehicles. Listen.
I'm about to go log in right now and get started.
Yeah, I'm
getting ready.
Because I'm actually kind of interested in this. And this is like the first one that's really piqued my interest. I mean, I was cool with us going and doing the couple heists that I joined in on, but this don't actually kind of.
Oh, I love this. This is everything.
What you want?
Yeah, this is Fast and Furious. This is Hot Pursuit 2. The closer we get into it, this is all that.
This is. Listen, I've been waiting for Midnight Club, bruh.
That joint ain't happening. Probably.
It's
the Midnight Club team. This is the Midnight Club team. They got folded into this. So this is the Midnight Club team.
Yeah.
Midnight Club got folded in. They've been working on Grand Theft Auto 5 since the joint came out. So that last Midnight Club Los Angeles or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
This is that same team that did that and the Midnight Club games before has been doing the same thing, but they've been in control of all the cars, how to handling the lighting, all that kind of stuff. This right now is basically Dub Edition. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
You know what I mean?
I can't wait.
It also says, stay tuned for more details on Los Santos tuners at the Newswire next week. Specifically, a look at contracts for new robberies where you'll put your driving skills to the ultimate test alongside a familiar face from the music locker. Bro, listen.
Dig that.
Hey, let's go.
Dog. New joints to go get, dog.
I gotta go look at my whips now.
Oh man. Yep. Los Santos, here we go. Oh yeah, you already know we slapping that LS logo on everything, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got it down now, man. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do when 6 come out. They don't even really gotta worry about it.
Like
factually speaking. They don't even have to worry about it.
Online's gonna be its own standalone thing probably anyway, technically it is already. So
facts.
Just upgrade that jump with the newer technology and roll that jump over to it, and it's done.
Yeah, I mean, basically, they don't have to do a 6. They're going to because they got to do a new story, but they don't have to. They could just keep doing this. Or they could really just expand the city, put you on a plane, let you fly to somewhere else. I mean, I think Cayo Perico was proof of that. They could just do a bigger area than that, man, and give you a whole new city to fly to. It's crazy. So you got to remember that one of the things that is still coming this year is the actual Xbox Series X
version of it. Yeah, it's not even out yet.
Version of this joint.
Just imagine.
I haven't done that yet, bro.
Just imagine just turning the game on. You hit online, and like that joint just goes online in like 5 seconds.
I mean, it almost does that now, just based on. I feel like it'll be probably about the same because the assets probably just way more populated. You know what I mean? Everything just looking better or whatever. It'd be like what it is running on a PC. But
yes, Greg, a new update. Yeah. Yes.
They're doing GTA.
They've been announced it
for Series X and PlayStation 5. Like, that joint is definitely a thing. Okay. I'm excited about that. There was a couple other things I wanted to talk about, but we don't need to. We can wrap this up. Shut this down. So, couple of things. One, I am seriously considering making an appearance at BlurCon tomorrow. So if you're there or you're going to be there, I'll probably see you at some point, probably later in the evening. It doesn't open till 12. Saturday, Jokes and I are at StellarCon. Jokes, we have to have a talk about that. Some new slight update stuff for you on that. Basically on the stage all day, 11 to 5, out in Hartford County, NewCon, by some great folks over at Transcendent Defense, Kevin Hawk and crew. So we'll be dealing with the panels. We have a panel. We're doing a last person standing MCU rock, paper, scissors death match panel. So that's going down on Saturday. And Saturday evening, Sin at 8 p.m. has the Anime Chat Sports Olympics. Let's have a conversation about all of these super duper sports animes. Sin, fill them in, please.
Yeah, like you said, in celebration with the Olympics, we're going to be discussing sports animes, just the genre in general, and focusing on 5 of the more popular shows, which is Free for swimming, Yomushi's Pedal for cycling, Kuroko's Basketball for basketball, Hajime no Ippo for boxing, and Haikyuu for volleyball. It's going to be a great time. So that's where we're going to be Saturday night, 8 p.m. Join in. It's going to be a fun time.
Watch that joint and try to stay out of thigh jail. On Sunday, we have our very first Loading Snacks Movie Club meetup. So we will be meeting to actually watch Black Widow at a theater in person. I'll be wearing my Loading Snacks Movie Club shirt.
Hey, mine came a whole day early. Wasn't supposed to come until tomorrow. Mine showed up on the doorstep today.
Well, what do you know there?
Good job,
What
sir.
do you know?
Good job, sir. So we'll be there looking like triplets, quadruplets, or something.
Pretty much.
But yeah, we're gonna be there. It's look, just an opportunity for us to get together with some folks or whatever and enjoy the movie, talk about it. Looking really, really forward to having this full-on discussion about that in the coming weeks. I said quadruplets, Frosty. That meant you too.
She wasn't paying attention.
I mean, she probably typed it and sent it, and I was saying it. Time is probably a little messed up. I'm gonna imagine. But yeah, that will definitely be a good time. So we're looking forward to doing that. So yeah, busy week, busy weekend. We still have Otakon and AwesomeCon and Baltimore and more cons coming up. Look next week for us to do an update. I may even post it tomorrow. We're gonna take some more suggestions for movies for Movie Club. Then we're gonna do a vote on genre, and then we're gonna use the genre to do a vote on
what the next movie is
for next month. So we'll get that squared away for August, which is quickly approaching, like super quickly approaching.
Don't remind me.
You have already been reminded, sir. You're supposed to say that before I do that.
Back to the office.
Multiple times.
Back to the office I go.
Yeah, buddy. So yeah, a lot going on. Jokes, you got a job to do?
Yes, sir.
As Joke's getting that together, y'all make sure y'all check out the link tree. And the link tree that makes it very easy to get to the anime chat, to get to the wrestling chat, to get to the MCU chat, where you get your opportunity to get a small portion of Spoiler Boys.
Spoiler boys.
Thank you, Greg. We intend on crushing cons all year. This year.
This is gonna be different almost. Like just to be back in the fray of it.
It's already popping. Listen, we had a great discussion, great Spoiler Boys discussion last night. So if you happen to have the opportunity to have looked at that and you want more of that, the only way to do it is to jump into Patreon. You can find that in the link tree. So make sure you do that. You also have the opportunity to check out the merch store, which is also there in the link tree. Listen, not doing too much changing, but expect some new things within the next month or so. And again, they may be timed, they may stay. We'll let you know what's happening when it's happening, but there are some things that will be happening. So keep your eye on that. I'm in talks with some folks to do some things. Okay, having said that, while I'm positive there is more that I could tell you, clue you in on, or include you in, I am not going to do that anymore this evening. We are done. This has been Cutscenes. I have been Gage. He has been Sin. He has been Jokes. And you all have been wonderful. We appreciate you. Thank you for that. Sin, do a shout out for me real quick.
So let's shout out our top tier patrons before we get out of here. Starting with Marcus Houston, Anthony Cunningham, Susan Dortch, and Tyrone Carson. Thank you very much. We truly, truly appreciate it.
It's a fact. With that, we're out. Toodles and loose.